Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. This is a marvelous Monday. And we are continuing our series on confidence. And today we are going to talk about what they didn't teach you about success in school. I was just thinking about this topic because I've been dealing with so much in talking to other people and some of my clients and just hearing them talk about the things, the real things, and even in my own mastermind that I attend, the real things that move us forward are not the things that we learned in school. So I'm Mary H. Davis, your transformational identity leadership coach, and we are doing a series on confidence. So before we get started, why don't you tap in and forward this live to at least three of your friends? This is going to last about 10 minutes. And this is going to be good, I promise you. We're going to wake everybody up on a Monday, and this is going to be good. And if you will allow me, on your screen, allow StreamYard to see your name so I can know who's attending. And those of you that are listening on the replay and the ones that are listening now, if you want to make a comment, I'll respond to you. But we're going to get rolling with this. I just want to drop a few gems with you today. So, we've been doing the series, we are doing a series on confidence. And I want to talk about today the one thing they didn't teach you about success in school. So a lot of you have probably $100,000 or more in debt. You got your bachelor's degree, you got your master's degree, and some of you even have a Ph.D. and some other kind of D's and degrees that we can't even pronounce. But out of all of that, after all of that debt, you're still struggling. You're still struggling, or some of you may not have that level of self-awareness and you don't want to call it struggling, but let's just say you're not where you thought you would be for the money that you put in. Or even if you didn't put any money in, you're not where you aspire to be in your life. Can anyone be honest and put in the chat and just let's just say, are you where you want to be? Or if you're not, just say I'm not where I want to be. Because we're going to talk about it, not going to pick on you, but we're just going to talk about not just you, but most of us, why we are not where we aspire to be, why we are not achieving our highest levels that we can. So I am Mary H. Davis, your transformational identity leadership coach, and I have one goal and one mission only. My mission is to help women all around the world just step into it. Just step into it. Step into your dreams. Step into your wealth aspirations. Step into your purpose. Step into your mission. Step boldly into your career, whatever that is. Step into your talents and maximize them to achieve your dreams. That's my mission. And today we're going to talk about confidence. We're doing a series on confidence and what they didn't teach you in school. So, and confidence is the one thing they didn't teach you in school and how to use it. So, I'm going to give you three ways of how to use confidence to help you get your dreams, achieve your purpose, step into your mission, achieve the wealth aspirations, step boldly into who you are divinely called to be using one thing, confidence. And I'm going to show you three ways of how you can use confidence to get you from where you are today to where you want to be. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? So, first way, actually, I'm going to list all three of them. Three things: vulnerability. I know you've heard that because that's like the buzzword. It's been the buzzword for a couple of things. Vulnerability, honesty, belief. I said three, and I'm going to do one more: cost. Vulnerability, honesty, belief, and cost. Success is going to cost you something. So let's break it down. Vulnerability. What they didn't teach you in school is you got to have the confidence to be vulnerable. What I mean by that, you got to be willing to go where you haven't gone before. That's uncomfortable. That's being vulnerable. Be vulnerable. You got to have the confidence to be vulnerable, to go where you have not gone before. And a lot of people do not want to do that, believe it or not. You got to be vulnerable to ask the questions that nobody will ask. When I was in corporate America, I was always that person that would ask that very uncomfortable question. And other people hiding behind my skirt tail would be pinging me, texting me, "Oh, that was a good question. Oh, can you ask this? Well, why didn't they do this?" I got what I got because I was vulnerable and asked the tough questions, or asked, and sometimes it's not a tough question, it's only tough in our minds, but it's not tough to the other people. You got to ask about your worth, your pay. You got to ask about, what does it take to get to that next level? You got to ask about, where do you see me going from here? Because this is where I want to go. You got to make yourself vulnerable to have a conversation about you. Vulnerability. They could do a whole course on it about how to be vulnerable in certain situations. Every master's degree program should have this because it's a requirement for success. And anybody who tell you it's not, they're lying. They're not telling the truth, which leads me to my next thing, honesty. Number two, you have to be honest. So let's talk about this and let's break this down. A lot of people have a problem with this. They'll say that they're honest, they're churchgoers, they're faith believers, but they're not always honest. And you know it. And we know a lot of people like that. Honesty. Honesty. What I mean by that, you got to be honest with yourself about where you are and what you're not doing. You got to be honest with yourself about the environment you're in. Is your work environment a good environment for you, or is it toxic and you're just staying there to get a paycheck? If you just stand there to get a paycheck, it's just like you're being pimped. You're standing there to get what they have when you are too afraid to go out and do it on your own. Are you being honest with yourself? You cannot have success if you're not honest first with you. You got honesty starts with you. So let's talk about this a little bit. And then sometimes about your friends. Are you, your tribe, is it the best tribe for you? So this is where I disagree with some of the people. I think is disagreeing with how people go about it. So you hear a lot of coaches, a lot of leaders saying, well, you need to get new people. You need to get a new tribe. I'm not saying you don't need to get a new tribe, but how you go about doing it. Because karma is a bitch. So if you're going to be honest and you want true, authentic success, if you have people in your tribe that's negative, have that conversation. Make yourself vulnerable and be honest and have the conversation about how their words impact you and why. And if they can't change, then you need to move on and you need to be honest and tell them that I cannot subject myself to this. Honesty. Honesty with yourself and others will get you so much farther because people will respect you. Don't be a coward or a wimp and ghost somebody that you've been friends with for 15, 20 years and not be the leader to have an honest conversation with you. You got to make yourself with them. You got to make yourself vulnerable because some people may not know that they're doing something. So I had to have a tough conversation with a lot of my friends. So, and they respect me for it. They don't have to agree with me, but this is how I feel. Your feelings is your feelings. Their feelings is their feelings. You should have the courage, the guts, the balls, whatever you want to call it. If you call yourself a leader, to lead people, to lead a company, to lead yourself, you need to be honest with yourself and those around you. as to the whys and why not. They don't always have to like it, but don't be a coward and wimp out and not be honest, because that will drag you down. And the world is a lot smaller than we give it credit for. So just be honest and being vulnerable to have those words, to have that conversation. Um, which leads me to my next thing is, if you can't be honest with the people that you say your friend are your friends, or the people that you say are your mentors or your coaches, what is it that you believe about yourself or about them or your situation that's preventing you from being honest? The third thing is your belief system. If you address your belief system, what you believe about you, your environment, where you come from, whatever it is, you have to do a self check, self assessment, self awareness. Have that conversation with yourself. I have conversations with myself all the time. I had a leader one time, like, it's okay as long as you don't answer. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I do answer. So you have to have that conversation with yourself about, okay, if I think that they're out to get me, I had someone tell me this. It was one of my African American coworkers who worked for me at the time when I was in corporate America. He said, I think that they're prejudiced and they're out to get me. Um, and I'm looking at them and looking at the level. I'm like, they don't know you well enough to put that much energy into you. What are they going to get by getting you? What are they going to get? So where is that belief system coming from? Where is that belief coming from? I'm sure you may have had some experiences, but we have to be mindful and observant that we're not carrying one experience over and masking another experience and making it the same when it's not the same. You got to have honest conversations about it. If someone did something, have an honest conversation. Give them some honest feedback. Be receptive. Make yourself vulnerable to that feedback. And you can have and check your belief. I know I had some beliefs when I was doing something, and I realized that I put someone in a category that, oh, they didn't have the potential. I'm like, first of all, I don't think anybody has the right to say how far someone else can go, because you have no idea what they're made of. You have no idea. And I had to check myself. It's like, you know what? You can't dictate somebody's potential. You give them the door, you give them the floor, and see how far they can go. See how far they can fly. Your job as a leader, your job to yourself, you owe it to yourself to see how far you can go. And you do that by having confidence. 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 Like Deion Sanders said, it's my natural odor. What's your natural odor? Is it confidence? Do you have the confidence to make yourself vulnerable? Do you have the confidence to be honest about your situation in your tribe around you? Do you have the confidence to have a conversation with yourself and others about your beliefs and how they're impacting you and why you're not doing something because of your belief, and checking yourself and figuring out what to do? Your beliefs. Confidence is that one thing that will get you there. The fourth thing, we're going over the three things of how to use confidence, but the fourth thing of how to use confidence is money. Invest. You can't get something for nothing. When you invest, you get a return. That's why wealthy people invest. If you don't invest in yourself, don't expect the company or nobody else to invest in you. You can invest in yourself in many different ways. Cost. The cost. It costs. Success costs. And it's not just monetary. Success costs time. How are you spending your time? You say you want another job. You say you want your own business. What are you doing? What are you doing to invest in you? What price are you willing to pay for you? I can tell you what, I'm willing to pay whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Because you got to believe. And if you don't believe in you, how do you expect somebody else to believe in you? You got to put in the time, sacrifice. That's a cost. The time. You got to put in the time. You got to study. If it's something you want to be certified in, study for it. Get a mentor. Get a coach. Invest in a coach. And don't expect someone to take you to the mountain when you're not willing to invest 5 cents in yourself or for you to get more knowledge and more support. 4 ways to use confidence. Confidence is the one thing they did not teach you when you were getting your bachelor's degree, when you were getting your master's degree. And if you have a Ph.D., they didn't teach you that either. 4 ways to apply confidence to take you to that next level: vulnerability, honesty, your belief system, and investments, costs. If you do that and have the confidence to invest in yourself, trust you, bet on you, have the confidence to believe and check your beliefs and believe in yourself. Have the confidence to do a self-assessment of yourself, of what your beliefs are. Have the confidence to be honest with yourself, the people that support you, in the situation that you're in. Are you where you want to be? Can you go further? Hey, if you believe that you can't go further, then that's on you. At least you've been honest with yourself and had that conversation. And you got to be vulnerable. Take yourself to places that you haven't been before. If you want to be like me, you need to be in my tribe. Go get your free gift. Listen to the lives. Free information. It just costs you time for you. And if you can't take the time for you, then nobody else can. I'm Mary H. Davis, your transformational identity leadership coach on this marvelous Monday. And I have one mission, and that is to help women all around the world, especially women that look like me, just step into it. Step into your confidence. Step into your dreams, your aspirations, your wealth aspirations. Step boldly into your career. Step boldly into your business. I'm Mary H. Davis, your transformational leadership coach. Have a great Monday. Please feel free to go out and get my free gift that I have for you. And I'm going to put it up here. It's at freegiftmaryhdavis.com. Free gift Mary H. Davis, and you will get my 10 ways to start building your confidence so that you can start living the life of your dreams today. And those of you watching the replay, if you leave comments, if you have questions, you put them in there, I will get back to you. Have a great day. Have a great week. Remember, confidence is what will get you there. Apply it and watch yourself fly.